Hi. I'm getting really annoyed, so I'm just gonna film this in really short intervals. Hi. It's Thursday. It's Thursday and my computer is being stupid, so I am filming this in short little increments. My hair is also stupid because the only shampoo I had to use is Pantene. This is what Pantene does to your hair. I was gonna read you a book today, but I'm not entirely sure if my computer is up to that because it's being all laggy. But I will try to film the first chapter and we'll see how that goes. Yeah, I'm not sure why, I just want to read it because it's funny and I found it funny, so I'm gonna read it to you guys. And it'll be an ongoing thing throughout the year. I'm not gonna read, it's like 12 chapter book. I'm not gonna read all 12 chapters at once. You'll get one chapter a month kind of thing. 1 or 2 chapters a month. But yeah, so here we go. Okay, the book I'm going to be reading you is called Clique. It's about 4 girls in 7th grade that are in a clique, and then this 5th girl tries to come into the clique. And that's basically it. It's written by Lacey Harrison. She was apparently the head writer for MTV Production and is a former magazine columnist. So, yeah. Let's get started. The Block Estate, the Kitchen, 10:49 p.m., August 31st. Now, there's no year, so, and I don't know what year this book was published in. I'm thinking like 2001. 2004. Okay, so we're going to go with August 31st, 2004. Alright. Massey, wipe that confused look off your face. Massey's mom, Kendra, said, "It's really very simple. You're not going." Massey Block flicked the tiny bell that dangled from her gold charm bracelet over and over again. The hollow pings were the only sound she could make, unless of course she wanted to be accused of interrupting by her annoyingly polite mother, which she didn't. She just wanted to win the argument they were having. "But I had plans, and it would be rude if I broke them," Massey said. "Right? I mean, haven't you always told me to honor my engagements?" She made air quotes just to remind her mother that the role was hers in the first place. Massey looked to her father, William, for backup, but he just sipped his tea and continued reading the latest copy of Westchester magazine. "I told you about this weeks ago," Kendra said. She spoke very slowly and enunciated every word in much the same way she talked to Inez, their live-in housekeeper. "Your father has been good friends with Mr. Lyons since college. They are moving to Westchester all the way from Florida so that Mr. Lyons can work for him. And while they are looking for a home of their own, they will be living in our guest house. And as their daughter, it is important that you're here to greet them when they arrive." "Why?" Massey narrowed her eyes. "Their dad's freeloading friends, not mine." Kendra shot her husband a desperate look across the table. William stayed focused on the magazine. "Well, they'll be your friends soon enough," Kendra said. "Claire is starting the 7th grade on Tuesday, too, so you should have plenty to talk about." "What, like math?" Massey snapped. "You can always invite her to join in on your plans," Kendra suggested. "Then you won't miss out on anything." "Impossible," Massey shook her head. "We've had these appointments for weeks. We can't just call up the spa and add another person at the last minute." Massey looked away. "Not that we'd want to," she said under her breath. "Then it's settled," Kendra said, "and as we'll have brunch on the dining room table tomorrow at 11:15. Don't be late." Massey turned and stomped out of the kitchen. Her black pug, Bean, scurried across the floor, trying to keep up with her without getting too close to Massey's deadly 3-inch mules. When they got to the staircase, Massey leaned down and scooped up the puppy with one hand. Normally she took off her heels before climbing the steps because of the delicate high-gloss finish on the wood, but considering the circumstances, she chose to leave them on. Every floor-scuffing step would pay her mother back for destroying the Labor Day plans she had with her 3 best friends. When she got to the 2nd floor, Massey kicked off her shoes and padded across the plush carpet straight into her bedroom and slammed the door behind her. "Don't slam!" came Kendra's voice over the intercom. Massey looked at the white speaker by the bed and rolled her eyes. Everything in her room was white. The leather chaise by the bay window, the sheepskin rug, the painted brick walls, the dozen fresh tulips, and her flat-screen Mac. Her friends called it the iPad. She designed it that way after she stayed in the presidential suite at the Meridian in Los Angeles. The only color in the enormous hotel room had come from the decorative green apple in the middle of the white marble coffee table. She loved how crisp and orderly everything looked. But just the other day she'd read in a British gossip magazine that purple was the official color of royalty, which explained the brand new mauve Calvin sheets on her bed. She had been hoping to buy more of the Queen's color during her Labor Day shopping spree, but that was no longer an option. Massey lifted her dog into the air so that their eyes could meet. Bean, tell me this isn't happening. Bean blinked. Missing out on the year tomorrow could stunt my social growth for the rest of the year. Oh my god, it's such a big issue that she can't go shopping. Bean licked Massey's thin wrist. She loved the taste of Chanel 19. Everyone will have a fresh batch of inside jokes I won't even get. I'll have to smile like a good sport while everyone laughs and says, oh, you just had to be there. Massey shook her head vigorously, as if her mind was an etch-a-sketch that could erase her thoughts she didn't like. So what, she just... Okay. Anyway. And you know Dylan will buy the YSL lip markers I put a yes on in Lucky. And you want to know why this is happening? Massey continued. She didn't wait for Bean's reaction. So I can meet some girl from Orlando who's going to be living here for a year. I mean, what's the urgency? She's not going anywhere. Massey paused and searched her brain for a reasonable explanation. Unless, of course, she has a life-threatening illness, Bean yelped. And if she does, Massey let out a heavy sigh, why should I get attached? Massey ripped up the itinerary she made for her friends that detailed everything she had planned for their day of beauty. She stood above her trash can and let the scraps of paper fall through her fingers like snowflakes. She could see that words like spray tan, eyebrow wax, aroma, therapy had been torn away, and bird-offs were still intact. Massey collapsed on her bed and stretched out an arm toward her night table. She grabbed her cell and hit 1 on the speed dial. The girl on the other end picked up after the first ring. Hey, Alicia said. Hold on, I'll get Dylan, Massey said. K. Massey punched in 2 and pressed send. Dill, yeah. Hold on, I'll get Kristen. Massey pressed 3. Hey, Mass, Kristen said. Hey, Dylan and Alicia are here too, Massey said. What's up? Kristen asked. She sounded nervous, like she was about to get blamed for something she didn't do. I can't go with you guys tomorrow, Massey blurted. Yeah, right, Dylan snorted. No, I'm serious. You're not going to believe this, but I have to. Massey paused and reconsidered her next words. I have the flu, which came out sounding like, I have the flu. God, you sound awful, Kristen said. Yeah, maybe we shouldn't go. We can come over and take care of you instead. What? Not go? Alicia snapped. I mean, Massey, what exactly is wrong with you? Maybe we can help. Fever, headache, stuffed up nose, you know, the usual. Massey added a sniff and an ugh for effect. Dylan's right, we'll bail. It won't be the same without you. Who's going to squeeze my hand when I get my eyebrows waxed? And who's going to tell me I look fat when I try stuff on? Dylan asked. The mirror, Alicia said. Kristen let out her famous raspy, phlegm-filled cackle. Massey, please don't leave me alone with them, Dylan joked. Massey smiled with relief. They wanted her with them. They needed her with them. And that, as always, was all that mattered. But she knew that how quickly they could change their minds. You all go, but I want to hear every detail of what happened. Massey momentarily forgot her sick voice. Every single one. And that was chapter 1. Wasn't that exciting? I know I'm not a very good reader, but we'll work on that. Today I'm a little blah, 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 blah. I've been doing vocal exercises that I'll put here. Anyway, so bye. Bees and beers and Bieber and Bublé. Bees and beers and Bieber and Bublé. Bees and beers and Bieber blah blah. Bees and beers and Bieber and Bublé. Bees and beers and Bieber and Bublé. Bees and beers and Bieber and Bublé. Bieber blah 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 blah.